Thank you, Chair. I want to continue along at least the line of the first question that Senator Jaffer raised. Mr. Wolthen, I'm going to ask you. In my opinion, the added provision that the House of Commons Justice Committee put in simply reiterates the fact that no such a stipulation is part of this section, but in fact would allow the provinces to make the decision as to what extent they would allow for conscientious objection. And of course, the College of Physicians in Ontario have made it explicitly clear that they will not accept conscientious objection if it is up to them. So could you explain, do you think the amendment is explicit enough to meet what you would like to see and many of us would like to see? And then, Chair, I have one question for Dr. Tang.
Thank you. Well, our primary concern, of course, is for the patient's well-being. And we're also concerned that our doctors, like Dr. Tang, are able to continue to practice medicine. We're very grateful for that amendment that came out yesterday. It certainly is a step in the right direction. But our concern is that the intention of Parliament is perhaps not clear enough in that amendment. You know, what we'd like some clarification, possibly in a whereas clause, that would indicate that it is Parliament's intention that there is no requirement indicated in the legislation that caregivers would be forced to participate in physician-assisted dying, either directly or indirectly.
Indirectly meaning referral?
Correct. The problem here is that it's unclear from that amendment whether, in fact, Parliament is not entering into that area because it's provincial jurisdiction or because they don't believe that caregivers' conscience rights should be protected. From all the people I've spoken to, I think that parliamentarians believe that conscience rights should be protected. And so I don't see any reason why there would be any harm putting a whereas clause in that would clearly clarify that what's happening here is that Parliament's intention was to create exceptions to the criminal code under certain circumstances. And part of those circumstances, we feel, should be that the people who implement these acts are doing so in a voluntary way. In other words, there's no one coercing them or forcing them to do that.
Thank you.
So we feel, yeah.